Hey there, listeners. This is your handler, Dakota, and I'm joined by your agents.
I'm Sean, and I'll be playing Agent Mora. So we're going to have a conversation. First, what's in here?
I'm Aditya, and I'll be playing Agent Margarine. Yeah, clowns all look the same. Red noses, puffy hair. How can you really distinguish between one and the other?
I'm Owen, and I'll be playing Agent Midas.
Yeah, guys, I feel like this has something to do with the clowns.
I'm Edward, and I'll be playing Agent McGlovin. You're always on about clowns. I don't know about these clowns. I haven't seen any clowns yet.
John, I'll be playing Agent Mueller. Dog's playing poker. What's wrong with that?
And again, I'm your handler, and together we're the Elemental Gaming Nexus, and you're listening to That's Redacted. And officially, this never happened.
Subject appears human, but not quite human. Canines are markedly enlarged with a hollow point. Skin is far too pale, and the blood is... I wouldn't call it black, but it's not quite red, even accounting for how long this patient has been deceased. It does not make much sense. Nails
You
are...
hear a knock on the window to your office.
I will pause the tape recorder, look up. Can I see anyone through the window, or is it frosted
You
open?
do. You see two men. One is holding up an FBI badge.
I will stand up, look down at my hands, point one finger up, run over, wash my hands, and then go open the door. And say, "Can I help you, gentlemen?"
Yeah, we were hoping to speak with a Dr. Olio.
Yes, this is he. What can I help you with?
It has come to our attention that you have a subject that you're autopsying. Have you done that yet?
I'm partway through. I've just been recording my findings, but I can send you a report if you like.
Ah, so that's what we heard on the outside of the door.
I suppose I don't need to tell a federal agent about the laws, but you do realize that's a HIPAA violation, yes?
It's only a HIPAA violation if the subject is human. We need to speak with you about some sensitive matters.
Perhaps you'd like to step inside.
Yes, that would be good. They both step in and shut the door behind them. One of them locks it.
Would you like a mask? I know embalming fluid isn't the easiest scent to get used to.
I've been around worse.
That is concerning.
What is more concerning is if this autopsy report says that this creature is anything but human.
What else could it be? I mean, sure, it's got fangs and what appear to be claws, and not human blood. But this is the real world, not Eberron.
Doctor, do you believe your own eyes?
I suppose I do.
Then I don't need to tell you that what you're autopsying isn't human. We've been tracking this creature for months. It has killed many in alleys and abandoned buildings and run-down places. It just happened to catch a bullet. And it may not actually even be dead on your table right now. But my assistant here will take care of that. And as he says that, you see him pull out some sort of silvered object and stab it into the vampire's head, and then a stake, which he puts through the heart.
Oh, so that actually works on... I can't believe I'm about to say this, real-life vampires.
According to our research, it does, but that it can be unreliable sometimes. Now, that tape recorder you're recording there, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and destroy it. The tape. You don't have to destroy the whole recording.
Can I just... Actually, no, I have different tapes for each one. Yeah, that should be fine. If you would like, I do have some information. Would you like the tape itself instead?
Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. Go ahead and finish your autopsy. One for us, and one for your public report. Modify the body as you need. But I would not let this true report get out. The less people that know, the better. Trust me, we've had experiences where information gets out. People are crazy. They will look for these things themselves to see if they're true.
That sounds like a great way to get a bunch of people killed.
It is. You do not know how many times we've had to cover up a Bigfoot killing.
I would have assumed he was kind of a gentle giant sort of figure.
Yeah, you'd be wrong. They're never gentle. I do have a request. We don't have many people working in this particular field of yours. If we could lean on your services sometimes. Not field agency missions or anything, but if we need autopsies done, or we need you to go to a location with medical equipment, something you would understand that we may not, could we rely on your expertise?
So, allow me to get this straight. You are asking me if you find any other such paranormal creatures, if I would be willing to be one of the primary medical investigators into this.
Yes. Their anatomies, potential weaknesses, potential soft spots. Things that would allow us to eliminate them faster and safer.
I see. And how much do I have to pay you for the pleasure of doing this? I'm joking, of course, but yes, I'd be happy to assist.
You won't get paid, and you won't have to pay anybody.
Regardless, this is... I could not think of anything more tailor-made to my interests. I would be happy to assist.
Wonderful. It'll be a pleasure working with you, I'm sure.
Sorry, my manners elude me because you already knew my name. What should I refer to the two of you as?
You don't. We'll send you contact information for sending that tape in when you're done with it.
Of course.
Welcome back to the Elemental Gaming Nexus presents Delta Green, The Impossible Landscapes. We'll get right back in it with a recap from one of our players. Deecha, you want to do the recap?
So, we assembled all of the agents together. Agents McLovin, Mora, Margarine, Mueller, and Midas in the M cell. We were told to investigate the disappearance of Abigail Wright, and were directed to her apartment building, the McAllister building. Upon arriving there, we spent over the course of 2 days discovering a few clues, including plans for a machine, a receipt for rent in the apartment building dated August 30th, 1895, two different symbols, one of which induced temporary insanity that compelled people to show this symbol to others, and discovered a play with characters seeming to match some of the tenants in the McAllister building, and the script ending with the agents, presumably ourselves, the players, entering. In addition, we each had a moment where we went home other than agents McLovin and Mueller, who stayed in the building and interacted with some of our friends and family. Finally, as we left the building, left the apartment, we noticed that there was a microphone recording the front of Abigail's apartment, and that's where our session ended.
So before we get all the way into it, to kind of get you guys into character and match the theme, what is the one thing your agent is most afraid of?
Okay, but before that, dude, I didn't even realize the federal agents were probably us. Good catch, man. Good catch.
Are
Was
you-
that obvious to everyone else? No, I'm fully serious. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I got lost there.
What?
But like,
I know. Like seeing it now, it makes.
It
more
was
sense,
mentioned.
but- It was. Yes.
I think I even said like, "Oh, so that's us."
Oh. Well.
Well,
That wasn't
how this is gonna go.
Well, that's where my mind's at.
All right. So the one thing your agents are most afraid of. We'll start with Mueller.
Hello, this is Mueller, your plumber of sorts, and special operations or whatever have you. What I fear most in my life is the idea of walking into a place dark as night and stepping on a bear trap. Unfortunately, we had a lot of those back in the farm. We placed them ourselves, and when you went out and did your business, slight possibility to walk into one. Especially when you're out of sorts.
Hi, my name's Sean. I'm playing Agent Mora, or Jack Foster. I think, as a father, his biggest fear would probably be losing his daughter. Getting real here, Delta Green, but it seems very appropriate, very accurate. It's one of his biggest fears at the moment. Obviously, when he was younger, growing up, probably another fear would be the dark, because that's just a rational human fear. But now, as he's, gone through life and gotten people he cares about more, losing his daughter and his fiance would be his two biggest fears.
Very good. My name is Edward. I'm playing McLovin, or Dave Johnson. His biggest fear is failure. Both of his parents had very high expectations of all of him and his siblings, and so he really does not want to disappoint them by failing.
Hi, I'm Aditya. I'm playing Agent Margarine. Like with Agent Mora, his biggest fear now is losing his child, but a more tangible fear for him is the fear of being buried alive.
Hi, I'm Owen, and I'm playing Agent Midas. Agent Midas's biggest fear would be the infringement of human rights by corrupt governments and corporations trying to bring us down, man.
Okay. So our agents have a couple of options. It is
Goddamn,
4
dude.
p.m.
Buried alive.
August
That's
11th.
rough.
Sean,
What?
the
Sorry.
fuck?
Sorry.
So our agents have a couple of options. It's 4 p.m. August 11th, a Friday afternoon. They have mentioned wanting to go to the municipal buildings to pull up plans for the McAllister building itself, to an art gallery that Abigail had her most recent paintings sold at, and they wanted to investigate the other tenants of the McAllister building. So, what are you guys currently wanting to do? You found this microphone. You know you're about 30 minutes out from either of these locations, and they will be closed this weekend.
Well, I'm the one who's driving, so I guess I'm heading to the municipal.
So you're gonna peel off. You found this microphone. You're gonna put that on hold and peel off.
Yeah, I'll kind of, I guess, look at everyone else and just kind of like do like the shoe symbol, like, you know, put my finger over my mouth and, you know, motion us to kind of go outdoor. And then go to the street, probably. If everyone wants to follow, it's up to you guys.
I am.
Yeah, Benedict will follow.
Alright. I think... Okay, so we have some options here, guys.
Oh, I am fully clothed at this point.
I would assume so if we're going in public out in the streets, or else he would be thrown in jail.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yes, no, I assume so. Yeah. I feel like we need to get there. We need to get those plans. We need to visit the art gallery, but I'm also worried. Did you all see that microphone, Laura?
Yeah.
There's a microphone?
Yes.
We'll have to figure out who had that and probably destroy their recordings.
Yeah, I don't want to leave it for too long. I think we might have to split up here.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
Okay, so there's what? An art gallery, a city hall, and then we can have some people here investigate the microphone?
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's
I call
kind
that
of
an art gallery.
I can go to City Hall.
I think I'll stay here with the microphone.
I mean, I'm driving us. Yeah. So I'll go to the municipal since that is the furthest.
I don't know
I also-
anything about art, but... And if we already have two people going to municipal, there's no point me going as well. I'll stay here with Agent Mora and track down the microphone then.
Okay. So we'll start with the art gallery.
Ooh, solo.
So, Agent Midas, you roll up to this art gallery, and it's like, it closes, you see it on the door. This is the Pace Art gallery, and it closes at 6 p.m. So you've got approximately an hour and a half. Where are you going?
Now remind me, as if it wasn't a week in between when I found out I needed to go in an art gallery. What am I looking for here?
Abigail Wright how she was paying rent was from her latest sales, which was to this art gallery. She had an expose here and sold some paintings.
Okay.
You guys had decided you wanted to come talk to the gallery.
I think I'm gonna go in as Kenny Goldclaw then.
Okay. So you get rid of, or you put on the get up for Kenny Goldclaw?
Yeah, I switch from my denim jacket to my spiked leather jacket, and I throw off my hat to let my long, luscious black locks flow. And I put on my cool shades and I hop on out.
So as you walk in, roll me just like craft music.
76 under 90.
Okay, yeah. So you walk in and the receptionist just like lets out a gasp and she's like, Kenny Goldclaw?
What's up, babe?
What are you doing here?
Well, I'm in town, doing a few gigs. Thought I'd check out some art, Here there was a pretty cool gallery by some up-and-comer, Abigail something.
Abigail something. Let me check the records. And she'll get on a super old looking computer and start typing things in. And at this time, an older gentleman in a nice suit walks down. And he's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. I'll take him from here. I'll give him the private tour." And he holds out his hand. And he's like, "Arnold Sanders. Nice to meet you."
Nice to meet you. I do not shake his hand.
Okay. I'm the proprietor here. Well, you were looking for stuff by an Abigail. Would it happen to be Abigail Wright?
Hey man, I was just down at this cool party last night and I heard about this art gallery. I don't know what the last name is. I just, want to check out some art.
Well, we had some displays. It was back in January though. That was like 7 months ago. I've only got 2 pieces left from her exhibit. The rest sold.
Ah. Well, show me these 2 pieces, and maybe show me these names if I'm interested enough. Maybe I can go buy it off them, Pretty flush with cash.
He'll like, all right, let's go back. I moved them off the floor to storage after they were set for a month. Had to keep the space clean for new artists.
Nice. Got a smoke, buddy?
You need a smoke?
Yeah. Don't hog it.
He'll pull out a Cuban cigar.
Oh, fancy boy.
And hand it over and clip it with a cigar clip and light it with his fancy lighter. So,
All right.
you said you were in town for some shows. Are you looking for anything else otherwise from anybody else? We've got some pretty big pieces in. Mostly some older stuff that's just on display, but we've got, displays every once in a while of new up and coming artists.
Yeah, man, I'm more into that up and coming kind of artist. None of these stuffy old Renaissance fogies. I want to see something edgy, something new, man.
Well, I guess these pieces are probably edgy, so to speak. And he'll open a door and go through and punch in a code and swipe his card. And he walks you to the back and he's like, here. And there's 2 pieces still like framed pieces put up against the back wall. Like I don't really know what she was going for with these subjects, but they are what they are. And as you're looking at the first picture, it's of 2 people, 2 males dressed in nice suits and ties in what appears to be an empty apartment building.
Mm-hmm.
And it's from like a far away top angle. So you see them like opening like a cabinet and looking down inside. And as you're looking at it, make me a search roll.
40 over 20.
It just looks like two agents. Nothing. Maybe they're investigating some building. You're not really sure. And then you notice, like, he's still talking to you, talking about it. Well, the weirdest part about the, federal agents doing their thing is a big topic nowadays. They're gaining a lot of power, and artists want to make a point about how useless they are, looking around empty buildings and such. But
Yeah.
Why is there a clown? And you look up and you see peeking down from of the...
Nah.
You see peeking down from like a vent. You just see this little clown. And it looks exactly like the clown you saw in the park.
Oh, dude, fuck
And I need
that.
you to make me a sanity check.
Oh, fuck that, man.
29 under 79.
Okay, yeah. Seems weird. Maybe she saw the same clown.
Oh, you know what this is, man? This is talking about how the feds are clowning around, man. I mean, have you heard my band's hit song, Fuck the Feds,
That's fair.
Yeah, similar kind of genre. I really resonate with this piece. I think she and I were seeing some of the same kind of stuff.
Oh, would you like to purchase it?
Well, let's see that other one you got here.
Okay, and he'll pull that one aside. And this other piece is of 6 people sitting in a park bench. And they look exactly like you 5 talking to Agent Marcus yesterday afternoon. It's in the same park. You see the trees. There were even a couple that were having a nice date across from you guys. That's in this painting. So I need you to make another sanity check.
Gotcha. Oh, 95 over 79.
Okay, so you lose 1 point of sanity from unnatural.
Okay.
And how does that present itself in this moment?
Oh, does that trigger my mental
It
disorder?
doesn't have to, but it can.
Whoa, man. Never mind. I thought this chick was onto something, but the more I look at it, yeah, crap. Really, I thought I was gonna come in here and buy these, but like paintings, is that even art? I think the real art's just music. You hear it with your ears.
Get out! Get out!
Get out? You telling
Get
me
out.
to get out?
You can't come into an art gallery and say paintings aren't art. Get out!
But you know what? Just because that, I want to buy those paintings. Give me them.
But you want to buy the paintings?
I want to buy them, and then in my next music video, we're gonna burn them.
No!
Telling me no?
No! Get out! I won't let you deface some poor missing artist's work.
Oh, she's missing now?
She's been missing. It was all in the news.
You think I watch the news, man? I'm too busy.
Get out! Get out!
Right, do you know what other schmucks bought this crap?
I'm not telling you shit. Get out!
You gotta make me.
You see him push some button, and like 30 seconds later, these two huge dudes who are very clearly, they're like security, come in. They're like, "Sir, you need to leave.
Oh, and who do you think you are telling me to leave, huh?
We're
Buddy.
security for the building. You've
Oh,
been asked. You need to
security
leave."
from the building. Fuck this noise. Walk out of this.
Okay, so now we'll go.
Fucking hell.
I'm not. Hey, I went insane. I had lost sanity.
Now we'll go to you two who are going to the municipal building. You get there. It's 4:30. They close at 5. Where are you
Right.
going?
Planning offices,
Yeah, we'll head over to the planning offices.
building layouts and such, right? Blueprints.
Mhm.
Those are public records, so we should just be able to go in,
Mm-hmm.
request, and get the records.
Yeah, so you walk in, and there's a lady sitting at the desk. Can I help you?
Good afternoon. We're looking for the building plans for 210 East 3rd Street.
30-second, I'm sorry.
32nd Street.
Yeah, I can get those pulled up. What would you give? What is your bureaucracy percentages of the two people who are at
50.
this?
I got a 20.
Okay. So, McLovin, you like know how to submit these requests. You've done it before
Right.
many times. You submit the request, and so you ask her for these records. She goes and gets them, and it takes her like 10 minutes to find them. It brings back the binder with the building records in it. Here are the records. They can't leave the building, and we're closing in 20 minutes.
Can you make me a copy?
We can get a copy. It is $200. And you know that's standard. That's pretty standard for a copy. It comes with blueprints.
Yeah, there's no way that's standard for blueprints for a building.
That's the price.
I'm just
That's the
saying.
price at New York City Hall.
Apparently, New York is absolutely absurd.
In the 90s, apparently, even more so.
Yeah, because that's.
I mean, isn't
I
it
mean-
absurd now?
It's
Oh yeah, for
extremely
sure.
now.
That would be like over 10
$200.
times the cost of property record copy of property records. At max I would expect $15 or something like that, but that would be like, even that I'd be like, fuck you, why am I paying $15 for this? But anyway, that's fine.
Okay. So-
let's see. I think I can requisition those funds or something.
You can. Yes, you can. You can attempt to
Can I accounting this?
accounting. Yeah, I could let you. You could use accounting to hide these funds in some other case you're working. So
Fucking bullshit. 70 and 73.
Oh, okay. You do requisition the funds. You have access to quite a bit of leeway, and so you do put them away. They're just maybe not as hidden as you would like. So maybe somewhere down the line, if somebody's looking into it, they may notice. She goes and gives you both a copy of the city records and the blueprints for the building. Just off the top of looking at them, I assume you guys go somewhere and sit down and start looking over these buildings. Are you going back to the McAllister building to look at them?
And I think we look at them right outside in the truck.
Take a quick look, I guess, in case we need to run back in for something else before time is up.
So this building was originally built in 1921, and it began as a private residence for Henry Lundeen. And then there was an addendum to the permit on March 1953 that showed the Lundeen house being refitted as an apartment building. The records all look normal, and the architect is listed as an A. Daribondi. The blueprints are here. So there's your blueprints for the house. It has the ground floor, the first floor, the second floor, and shows that there is a basement that is only accessible from outside. There's also...
Sorry, are these old schematics or current?
These are current. These are the most recent schematics for it being changed into this apartment building. There are also a bunch of points where this file was pulled by police officers. There are quite a few cases listed, case numbers, and there's a records where it was sold to the Art Life Corporation, who you guys know currently own the building. And in the blueprints, you see this. There's a piece of paper that is just a single slip of cream-colored stationery from a hotel Broad Albin, New York City, and it's stapled. Then you see this in like the photocopy. It's been stapled to the permit, and it has some handwriting on it, which is, "I saw the rooms tonight at dusk."
Okay, so we didn't get any of the documentation for what the building was previously.
It was just somebody's house. It was the house of Lundeen.
Right. And they didn't have the building records for that?
There was nothing special about them. But yeah, you got them. They're part of the same, like, they're all part of the same records. They're just, the blueprint is what it was changed to because there were significant renovations done.
Right.
Is there anything notable?
There's no mention of it being any more than 3 floors anywhere.
I guess that means this isn't the place with the 3rd floor.
Well, I mean, technically there's...
The roof?
Well, I mean, there's the ground floor, the first floor, and the second floor, so there's 3 floors. And there's a basement, so there's 4 floors. It's just not numbered 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
But We can certainly check out the basement and see if there's anything relevant there. Basements. People like to hide things in basements, I feel like. So the case numbers, we could go back in. How long does it take us to figure these out?
Give me a bureaucracy roll.
Apparently, I shouldn't be rolling things.
Which
I got a 50 or a 68 over 50.
Okay, and Agent Mueller, your bureaucracy?
Let's see. Don't have a lot. S and 90 over 20.
They're closed. The lady is like just locking the door.
I don't suppose you got a silver tongue. I usually work with.
I do. I'll ask her to give us just a few more minutes just to look up this case, a couple of case numbers. Sweet talk her a little bit.
Sir, it's Friday afternoon. I'm trying to go home. What do you say?
I know, and beautiful. I'm sure that you've got a hot date or something, but this is important. You could really be making a difference.
Okay.
I got a
okay, and she'll
48
she'll
under
open
80.
the door and let you back in. What the case is related to that building? Okay. I'll be right back. And she goes back, and they're likely, these are just copies, what she brings back, because the cases, and they're not full case files either, but...
Right. At least, sort of an overview.
Yeah, and they all relate to the architect. And as you're reading the cases, it's for Asa Daribondi. And there's a picture of him, apparently. There's this picture of him with two little girls. That's the only thing.
The creepiest fucking girls I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah. This is
Agent Mora, you have a daughter. That's no way to talk about a young woman.
So there's this picture of Asa Daribondi with two girls in it, and it's all about investigating him for the murder of 20 plus children. There's lists of children found drowned, all in New York. All these young children are drowned.
Well,
And-
can't have been a very difficult case, considering he has a picture with two clearly dead children.
I was about to
And-
say, do they have eyes or are they just closed?
They're closed.
Oh god, it looks like they just their eyes have been
This
scooped out or
picture is
something.
noted as coming from his journal, where they tied 5 of the murders to, that he kept tracking
Jesus
in some journal. And you could requisition the journal, but that'd be you'd have to go to like a police department to get that.
Yeah.
But in the journal it mentions that he talked about killing 5 kids, drowning them specifically, and it mentions that he claims to have lived in Hotel Broad Albin, but there is no record of them ever investigating this hotel. There's also a couple of books noted as reference books, so you'd have to go to like a library to pull these up.
Mm-hmm.
But there's Architects, Geniuses, and Mental Illness, a book by Dr. Peter Johansson. There is A Darkness at the Corners, a book by Elizabeth Orts. The Devil's Craftsman, which is a book by Kevat Monogran. And some newspaper clippings about him, where he built these thought buildings, which are just buildings designed to bring out your thought. He was called like the Picasso of architecture, and that was in 1921. So he was pretty old by the time he got here and built these buildings.
how many buildings? It says it all.
He built 10 thought houses between 1905 and 1921. But then you also know he at least did the McAllister building. He's listed as the architect for it as well. There's also a record of some logbook that the police have It is the 30th of August, 1950, is when he was apprehended. He's not apprehended. There's a fire that breaks out of his office, and he disappears on the 30th of August, 1950. It was there that they found the body of Isabel Sarr, who died from drowning next to a wash tub filled with bloody water. It was discovered that he owes nearly $200,000 to the bank, and that he kept a logbook of accounts, which implied that he killed perhaps 20 children since he got to New York.
Now,
yeah.
Now the issue would be this: is the lady from the municipal near us when I talked to my companion here?
Oh, and this logbook is actually in the municipal library, is where it says it's at, and the lady is still there. Yeah.
Well, this is extremely telling and deeply affecting to my morale. Do we have anything else that we would be needing? I look over to McLovin.
We need to take a look at that.
The municipal library?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That would not
that's
be
in the
here.
New York City Police Municipal Library, specifically, which is...
So,
You'll have to go to... Monday, I suppose. But she'll be like, that's all we have. I wish we had more for you. He was declared dead. Which, there's a little thing in there that says he was declared dead. But it was more dead from just being missing. Are you reopening the Daribondi case?
We believe that there's the possibility. Obviously, it would not be reasonable to suspect him in this instance. We believe there's a copycat, so we're investigating. So if anybody has, and if anybody else has access to this information,
I mean, anybody who asks for it does.
right? You keep records of that, though, yes?
Yeah, I mean, we have you guys on record. Do you want me to look real quick at who accessed it?
That would be great. You know, every moment counts. Waiting till Monday would really, anybody could die.
She goes back and she comes back like another 5 minutes.
could I talk to him in that 5 minutes?
Yeah, it's like 5:35 now, but you guys can talk in between while she's going back and looking things up.
So here's the issue about that. Even if we do go on Monday, if those records have anything that have to actually do with what we're trying to dissipate, we can't exactly just walk out and take them.
Yeah, nothing here has been problematic. It's very possible that his logbook could have something that we don't want people to see. We're probably going to have to break into that. I'm not very, but perhaps one of the companions.
I mean, I could probably get us through the door, but whoever can actually get through the rest of the way might have to do some pretty heavy lifting.
Luckily, if anything, luckily that it'll be closed this weekend. Will be limited security, so perhaps we can make something out of that.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
I don't think so. Is there anything else that you needed to mention?
No, I didn't have any rashes, so I'm good.
She comes back with a list. The most recent name is from 1962. It's a Sapphire Pace. It's listed as her being a reporter. And then closer to when they were looking at the case, there's a whole bunch of people who were clearly like detectives or police officers looking into him that came and requested building work. But other than that, you see reporters, writers, authors, Nobody jumps out at you.
Okay. Well, then I will thank her for her, for staying late and helping us out with this. Reassure that she's making a difference here.
Thank you. Happy to help. Happy to help. Now, I do have to be going. And she locks the door and she leaves. And totally forgot to take the files from you.
There we go.
I rolled for it, and she forgot to take them back. So she's in a rush now and rushes off, leaving you guys with the files. But you are on whatever name you signed in as.
Yeah, fake name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we go back to the McAllister building. You guys are walking over to the apartment of Thomas Manuel. And you follow the little microphone cable to his door.
Okay.
And it goes underneath his door and into his apartment.
Can I look around? Is there anywhere else it goes, or is it just into his building? Is there any other wires coming from anywhere else?
Just into his door. And you don't
Is
see any
there-
more wires.
Anyone in the vicinity?
Roll alertness. You both can.
59 over 20.
95 over 40.
You hear a dog bark outside.
What
I
do you
will
think,
shrug
Morgan?
and just gesture at the door for Mora to do whatever he needs to.
Yep, I'll take out my. I don't think I really have a. I don't know if I'm. Is there like a skill for lockpicking?
It would be craft, mechanical or something like that.
Yeah.
Or
Tell me stealth.
stealth. We can say
Yes,
stealth.
I do. I do have stealth.
Okay.
And I have lockpicking.
Okay.
25 under 70 success.
So you pick his lock relatively quickly. You hear the click.
Yep. I don't go in quite yet. I kind of listen, put my ear to the door for a good 20, 30 seconds.
Give me another alertness.
Fuck me.
Uh,
81 over 40.
You don't hear anything.
I will, before he opens it, I will just whisper, should we not just try knocking first? He might answer.
What if he's... It is an idea. I'll knock.
Okay. 10 seconds after you knock, somebody opens the door and he's like, huh, I thought I locked that. And you see Thomas Manuel standing there.
Mr. Manuel, hello. How are you?
Oh, how do you know my name?
Robert Stanton. We're with the FBI. We're just looking into the disappearance of Miss Wright over there in the other building.
Laura.
No, Abigail.
No, Laura. That's her middle name. That's what I called her. Abigail Laura, right?
Is that her middle name?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Laura. Then, we were just wondering, just kind of doing the door duty. You know how it goes. Wondering if you heard anything, what you can tell us about the leaks leading up to her.
I tried telling the police when they came by. She just left. She was such a free spirit. New York couldn't hold her. She did wonderful art, was working on a great play, and just wanted some new place to go. She didn't disappear. She just left.
Can I? Is that a thing? Insight?
It is human.
Can I human him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do that too. Even though my human is crap.
Oh, mine was good and I failed. 67 over 60.
21 over 10.
You can't pick out anything.
All right.
He seems to believe what he's saying.
Wow, how open is the door? How wide does he have it open?
Open enough so you could see mostly in. He's still got it closed in case you were robbers or something.
Right, yeah. Can we see the wire?
You're currently holding the microphone, right? You've got it pulled up.
Yeah, there's no other way. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to follow it. I presume
Yeah.
underneath carpet. So.
Oh, it was underneath the carpet, wasn't it? Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, you see the wire.
I'll just kind of have it below, and then One last question. Could you explain why there's a microphone going into her apartment through your building?
What?
Well, you see here, I'll just kind of like put it really close to his face. This microphone was found underneath her, underneath her apartment. Are you aware that bugging your neighbors and spying like that is, I don't think that's quite legal, is it, Mr. Manuel?
No, of course not.
And if you look, I kind of pull it down and like go like down to where his feet and like pull up the wire so that it can see it's going into his apartment. It's going right into your
Uh,
apartment.
Yeah, I see that. And he'll open the door. And then he's like, I didn't put that there. Someone's been in my apartment.
Well, sir, we're gonna have to have a look around if that's,
Please come in.
Does he seem genuine?
Yes? He seems 100% confused.
Oh, okay. I guess they say Margarine or Pete Johnson.
Yeah,
What do you say, Pete?
Pete Johnson. No, yes, that would be good. I feel like we could take a look around.
Okay. So,
Actually, why don't you take a look around? I'll talk to Mr. Manuel in the meantime.
Got it. Yeah, I'll follow the line.
Okay. So you walk in, and just on first notice, you see, you're looking at his apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a lot of stereo equipment that seems to be very high quality, and his apartment gives the look of someone who's heavily involved in the visual arts.
Well, yeah, all of them are artists, correct?
Yeah, but like he's visual artist.
Gotcha.
But you do notice that he has no books, magazines, published cassettes, or CDs anywhere in his whole house.
So it's just recording equipment, or like
Recording equipment. He has some recording equipment, but no recording things. And then you're following the thing you're following that. You're following the wire,
Yeah.
and that leads you to a plant. And inside the plant is a cassette recorder.
I will pick it up, look around the plant. Also, anything around?
Give me a search roll.
6 under 50 success.
Yes. Now, we'll cut back to Margarine. What are you talking about?
I'll just start him off easy. So, what kind of art do you do? I understand this is a building of burgeoning creatives.
Yeah, I paint. I cleared out my apartment because I wasn't able to focus right. Do you want to see some of the paintings?
Yeah, sure. Where do you have them?
And they're in the back, and then my painting room is down actually in the basement. I've asked for a workspace down there.
Which room?
In the basement?
Yeah, is there?
Just one of the small rooms down there.
Oh, nice. How long have you been painting?
Years? But I haven't, unfortunately, sold anything in the last 4 months.
Ah, I see. Abigail was a painter too. Did you guys have similar styles?
No, not at all. I tend to focus on more fantastic paintings, whereas Abigail focused on like the real side of things.
I'm actually into fantasy myself. Well, what was your most recent painting about? I'm just curious.
It's about a white-faced specter surrounded by fire. As this house burns, you see a ghost losing their home. We never question what happens to the things that haunt the buildings that burn.
Yeah, I suppose if you believe in the supernatural, we always think of that as the other.
Of course the supernatural's real. I've seen ghosts. Basically everybody I've talked to has seen a ghost.
He's evidence. We must destroy him.
How? You mean everyone in this apartment or just in life?
Like in life, you ask people if they think they've seen a ghost, they'll tell you yes. Most normal people believe in ghosts.
You know what? I'm sure if you asked a modern American, they'd think ghosts could exist. Probably think aliens could exist. The Star Wars movies helped with that, I think. What else do you believe in?
Are you asking me like religion?
No. I mean ghosts, aliens. That's kind of the normal fantasy things, you know. Like, do you believe in elves, vampires?
No, that's stupid. Elves don't exist, those are fantasy. Vampires could exist, but they'd have to be pretty crafty to stay out of public light. So,
I will, at this point, say, you know what? I would like to see some of your paintings. I'll call out to Mora that where I'm going.
okay, yeah, we can go down to the basement and I can show you a few.
I thought you said you had some in the back.
Oh, do you want to see the ones back here?
Yeah. Let's start here.
Okay. And he'll walk you through the house as Mora, you've just, well, this is before your search roll.
Okay.
You just pulled up the cassette, and he's like, oh, that's my cassette player. Why is the microphone on my cassette player? Does it have a tape in it?
Does it have a tape in it, Dakota?
Yes, it does.
I'll say, yeah, it does.
Off the top of our heads, do we know how long a cassette can record?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Let's look it up. We're all too young.
Cassette record. A set could record. It's a C120. We'll say it's a C120.
60 minutes per
It
side.
could record 60 minutes. Yep.
Man, I was pretty close. I was gonna say 2 hours, which would be
Yeah, no, each side. That's
60
the
minutes per
total.
side, so
There's no way this has any useful information unless someone has been changing
Can I-
it constantly.
Yeah, can I see if it's record? How would I see if it's recorded on both sides?
Someone
You
would
just
have to. Yeah, you'd
play
have to
it.
play it. But also, you should be able to see how much is on either side. Like, if it's
Yeah,
actively
give-
recording, we can tell.
That is fact, and it is. It is not actively recording.
It's not.
It's not.
But the cassette in the tape has it recorded?
Yes.
Both sides?
You've used cassette players before.
Yeah.
Both sides have been recorded.
So somebody had to switch it.
Somebody had to switch it. You can use my equipment if you want to listen to it. Pop it in.
I think we'll maybe play it later. It seems.
I would like to file a break-in. I think somebody's using my equipment to record an empty apartment. Abigail's not here.
God,
I suppose they could be using my apartment to record you? I don't know why anybody would want to. Maybe a reporter trying to get a scoop? There was one here earlier in the week talking to Michelle upstairs.
Oh, did you get the reporter's name?
I did not. She wasn't here for me.
Understand. Yeah, we'll, yeah, if you want to go down to the station this week, we can get a full report. Or I can take, some of it down and give it to the proper authorities.
I'll call that detective and tell him somebody's broken into my apartment.
I'll do. Well, I'm gonna take this for evidence as of now, but I'll make sure to have this reported for you.
Yeah, sure.
In the meantime, maybe both of us can go take a look at some of your paintings.
What did I
then.
get with that search?
You have to wait. You have to wait.
Fuck you.
You have to wait. He has to get him out of the room first.
Okay, fine.
Oh yeah, and yeah, I will go now. We'll go to-
So he noticed that when he turned around to take you to the back room. All right, so you walk into the back room, and I'm really gonna make Sean wait.
You dick.
You walk into this room, and there are 50 plus canvases.
Jesus.
Of just this figure, this tall, shadowed out, just really kind of done up in like black figure and then smaller figures next to him.
How many?
Roll me
Oh.
a search check.
78 over 60, fail.
Okay. So you're scanning the figures, and he's talking to you. He's like, "Oh yeah, this is really. I couldn't get it out of my head. Have you ever had that, like a song stuck in your head, but it was like a piece of art, and I just couldn't get it right. Every time I drew it, I just couldn't get it right. But I think I finally did on this last piece." And he's flipping through them, and finally I was able to stop seeing this thing. And you see the shadowy figure. It kind of looks, not that you've seen this picture, but it's done up in such a way that it looks like Asa Daribondi. And you see him on the side of a river with this child that looks exactly like your daughter. I need you to make a sanity check.
Let's see. The records and receipts do indicate as such. We were able to forego some things, but we have more agents that reside in that area. Probably better equipped and better suited. Why? I do not understand why they were chosen for this. But I'm getting a picture now, and I will find out. Tell me more about them. Let's move on.
Greg, I just got my first paycheck. $300 an hour. That's insane. Who pays that for a night shift or babysitting?
Yeah, they bumped the rate after the incident.
Greg, I tried looking up Aeon Tech. There's no website, no public contact. It's just a P.O. box and some buried corporate listings. We're technically employees of Aeon Tech Solutions, LLC, a wholly owned subsidiary.
Don't say the next part.
Subsidiary of an unnamed holding company.
There it is. Look, kid. As long as the check clears, you do not go digging. That's lesson 1.
Yeah, well, I'm starting to think we're part of something real weird.
The universe crumbles. Beseechment required.
Holy shit, it's learning to talk on its own.
Now, Nathan, beseech.
Okay, great outer beings, this is Nathan again. Thanks for keeping your gaze on our tiny, fragile universe. Please continue liking us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you receive your transmissions. Share this universe with others, your cults, your hive minds, your incomprehensible associates. And if you've got tribute, you can offer fiat currencies at ko-fi.com/elementalgamingnexus. Or for deeper communion with our universe, visit the Discord portal through linktree.com/elementalgamingnexus.
We are obviously part of something weird.